Hello guys, I want to do a quick update for my about my digital fast. So I did 5 days almost of no screens, and I was feeling pretty good. Um, Last night I kind of broke it in a bit because so what happened was that I have like an e-ink screen, so I was like bored, and I was like, I'm just gonna fill my time, and I have this. I was just realizing like this delusion like of justifying like wasting my time on YouTube because I'm like, oh, okay, it's like 6 p.m. I don't have anything to do, and then I tell myself like there's nothing to do in this town. Like I justify it, and I kind of starting to realize like how much of a lie that is because like I was like, dude, I could have read a fucking book. I mean, yeah, it's still escapism, but it's like I would have gotten like so much more, you know, just better content, you know, even and just such a better experience just reading a book. I could have gone outside. I could have done exercise. I could have practiced. Like I could have done so many things, and but I'm like, oh, there's nothing to do. So it's like I'm just gonna watch a little YouTube, and then so so I was like, I'm just gonna watch YouTube until 10 p.m., 11 p.m. because I'm like really tired and I need something to keep me awake, so I don't take a nap, and then I'm gonna sleep. And you know what happened? Like I actually ended up sleeping like at 4:30 a.m. just binging on YouTube, and then eventually like started like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch some porn. And I haven't watched in a reasonable amount of time. I don't know, a few weeks or whatever. And then I woke up and I watched more YouTube, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Like how? And then I realized like, oh, my blocker ran out of time. So I have YouTube is blocked on my phone, and it is so I can only do like 30 minutes or 20 minutes of YouTube on my phone, and I did that so I can upload videos because I kind of sharing my ideas. Hopefully, you know people can enjoy this, and over a long period of time, maybe get some followers or whatever, and it'd be cool. Anyway, so I basically just forgot about so I put like I have this app on my Mac. It's called Self Control, and you put you can choose like how much time you wanna do, and so I always put like it only lets you do like one day at a time, like so you have to do it a few times, like many times. So it's like adds up like one day, one day, one day, one day. So you have like 30 days of like your like blocked list of apps or websites. So the time expired. I maybe put like 2 months. I mean, put maybe like I don't know 30 days. I don't even know how many days. And the time passed, and then I binged. So a few things that I did was like, well, what I'm thinking is like I'm just gonna do it like an insanely long period, of like there's just no way I can look at, but at the same time like the block, how to call it? Like I can't block like really like important things because then like it kind of conflicts. Like I have to do like a block that how do you say, like blocks some things that I never ever need. You know what I mean? Because I had blocked like Amazon. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I need Amazon. But I could go like somewhere like to internet cafe. But sometimes I don't know. Like it has to be like like things like porn and YouTube. Like just block that shit forever. And so I removed Amazon, and I've been binging the whole morning. I slept like really late, right 4:30, and then I woke up like at 8. And I haven't slept back since because I've been just like binging on YouTube, and I'm like in a shitty mood. And but I was like, what the fuck happened? Well, my block went out. My block my blocker ran out of time. So that's where I fucked up, because if I would have put more time, it would have just blocked me, and I would have slept well. I wouldn't have like this shitty morning, and then I'm like, to escape my shitty morning, I like go on YouTube, and then I haven't like showered, and then didn't do my morning routine, and I'm in like a shitty mood. So, I kind of wish like I didn't need, because some people say like, oh, just learn to discipline yourself against it, but I've never been able to do it, and I'm kind of tired of trying for you like all these years. Like, why can't I just make it easy for myself, And it's like a drug addict, that has, like, it's like saying, oh, why do you, like an alcoholic, like, why can't you have alcohol in your house? Like, it's like it torments your mind to know that it's there, that the option exists, and it's just something that is not necessary to have there. So like removing YouTube and all this, like ton of porn sites and all this, it just makes it easier for me to not even, it's just the choice is not even there. So I don't have to be like fighting against my using willpower all the time. It just makes it easier, and then in the case that, when, my willpower has like a dip, and if I would have been relying like just on willpower, that dip is like starts a binge, like yesterday, like I was doing fine, and then, and it doesn't take too much to start. It doesn't take too much to start a binge. It's like you watch one video. Like it all started because I wanted to travel someplace, and I was like wondering if I should do it or not, and then I finally, like, I was like really like on the fence. I was like really like, should I go, should I not go, money issues and all this stuff, and then so I was like researching about this country to get motivation, and then of course that led to other stupid shit, and then it's like 4:30 a.m. and it's just like garbage content. It's just, oh my god, I feel sick by like the quality of shit that I see on YouTube is just like, I mean, some stuff is okay, but it's like compared to like a book, compared to like a conversation or whatever, it's like, oh my god, it's just sickening. The time wasting, the life wasting is just really, it's like the most nauseating, soul nauseating thing you can imagine. So I mean, I'm still kind of off screens because I was technically like on an e-ink screen. So that's kind of how I justified it. I'm like, well, technically, I'm not watching like a screen. It's like watching a paper move, and but still the content and the flashing of the videos, not the flashing, but I mean the switching of content, like that is like fucks with your brain as well. So and so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna basically block, this like hard blocks, this completely useless sites, YouTube, etc., porn. Just like I'm gonna put like like months and months. I'm just gonna put like an auto, like a macro recorder, things where you like record your mouse and it does it, and I'm just gonna let it on, adding days until God knows how long, because it's like, this could have been avoided if I just would have done like a longer, longer days on the app. But besides that, I was feeling, a bit tired, because I was traveling and all this shit. But overall, I did feel much better without the screens. Like easier to socialize, easier to talk, easier to, verbalize my thoughts, to come up with jokes. Like it definitely. Like in just a few days, like I did feel like, whoa, improvement in like 3-4 days. I was like, well, okay, my mind feels like unstifled, and I was like laughing more, and but then I had like this binge yesterday, and I'm feeling like shit again. But I'm gonna block the shit and then you know keep going, and yeah, because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna travel in a day or two, like, so technically like this time is like, I don't, there's not like I have all this like, I guess it's like a habit now that justifying like why I can just like burn time. It's like I'm gonna travel in a day or two, so there's I can just burn the remaining time until that date, and I've done that like even longer periods of time, like because I was even thinking like okay, like I have to travel. I was gonna travel like in 2 months or a month, because it was like I wasn't sure if I should go or not, and there was other circumstances, and I was like, well, I can, if I just stay here, like I can just burn through the month, like watching YouTube, like, because I know that time's gonna go like really quickly, and if you think about it, like how sick is thinking like that, it's really pathetic, and that's where this addiction has taken me. It's really a scary addiction, this content streaming, like the online, just losing yourself, escaping reality, and oh man, I just feel so sickened by it. I'm glad I feel sickened by it. I guess this feeling of sickness I have, like this disgust I have right now, I didn't, feel it before. I guess it's my emotions coming off from the screen detox. So I'm feeling like emotions more. Before, like I wouldn't, I thought it was like stupid to watch all this shit, but I wouldn't feel like anything. Now I'm feeling disgust, and that's good. But yeah, fuck this shit, man. I'm gonna block this shit right now, and take my life back.